Good evening, everybody. Welcome to College Park High School. My name is Jorge Jimenez. I'm the Director of Instrumental Music here at College Park. Welcome to our winter band concert. It looks like our first note of music will happen right at 7 p.m. But I do want to say a few thank yous right off the bat. I always do this at every concert, but it has to be said, our instrumental music boosters are a huge part of our program and the support of what we do for our students. So I'd like to acknowledge all the booster parents working in the back, our booster board. We have a lot happening, and they are an integral part of our program. Later in the concert this evening, you'll hear from our booster president, Sarah Sears. She has some announcements and things for the group, for everybody. So she'll come up right after concert band, right before Symphonic band. So on stage before you right now is the College Park High School Concert Band. This is our 9th grade entry-level band class. Everybody's a freshman in this group, and we've had some really good progress made since the beginning of the school year. Raise your hand if you went to our showcase event at the Concord Hilton. Hey, thank you. They sound better than they sounded at that concert. So progress is going in the right direction in all of our groups. So here's the concert, the College Park High School Concert Band. We're opening with a piece called Critical Mass. And you'll hear our first note is going to sound very ugly because the composer writes in the score, every person is to just choose whatever note they want and play that, because the name of the piece is Critical Mass, so it's kind of creating this sense of almost like chaos, you know? So, but that's the only ugly note, all right? Here is College Park High School Concert Band with Critical Mass. Thank you very much. This year at College Park, we're very fortunate to be working with a student teacher from St. Mary's College. And he has been working with us almost since the beginning of the school year. He was at our showcase event in October and helping with a lot of things. He and I have been co-teaching this class pretty much for most of the semester now. And tonight he's making his conducting debut. So please welcome our student teacher, Mr. Nicholas Smith. We have a quick transition. We'll be right back with the Symphonic Band. Our next piece, excuse me, our next piece is called Polly Oliver, and it is based on an English folk song from 1763. You'll find tonight that you're hearing a bunch of music. These kids actually know a lot about this music because we've studied it in class. We've talked about a lot of the historical aspects of it, the expressive aspects of it, the technical aspects of it. So this next piece, Polly Oliver, is based on an English folk song from 1763. The composer wrote it in 1972, but it was not published until 1977. Since then, this piece has become one of the kind of standard repertoire pieces for the modern concert band. And it's a really lovely arrangement of this English folk song. The story of Polly Oliver is an interesting one. Polly Oliver is not able to be with her lover because their parents said they couldn't be together. The boy goes off to war. She decides to dress up as a man and join the army. She finds him, nurses him back to health. He finds her, he realizes it's her, they fall in love happily ever after. So that's basically the gist of the story of Polly Oliver. Here's College Park Symphonic Band playing Polly Oliver. Symphonic Band is going to close their set with a piece called Affirmation, parentheses, peace, love, and music. The composer's name is Randall D. Standridge, and he's a pretty popular composer right now in the band music, educational music world. Talk to any band teacher, we know who Randall Standridge is. He writes some good music, and this one is a very uplifting piece. It's very positive. You can't help but feel good listening to this music. And he writes in his score at the beginning of this piece, this one goes out to, this is funny, this one goes out to all the band geeks, the nerdy kids, the arts kids, the drama kids, the punk rockers, the LGBTQA plus kids, the kids of color, and all of the people, kids and adults, who have ever been made to feel less than because of who they are. You're beautiful, you're just fine, you're worth celebrating, be 100% you. Here's Affirmation. have one more transition to our wind ensemble. Stay with us. Last group tonight is the College Park High School Wind Ensemble. This is our advanced band class, and they have we have a suite of 4 movements to play for you, plus an extra happy on your way this evening kind of a piece. So this first piece is called the Second Suite in F Major by Gustav, Holst, who's a British composer. It was written in 1911. But not performed for the first time until 1922. This is considered to be one of the first works for the modern wind band. Now, when we think about the band as a group, it's much younger than the orchestra. The orchestra is hundreds of years old, whereas the modern band is only about 100 and something, right? And not many people know this, but the modern wind band actually has its roots at the University of Rochester Eastman School of Music, is where it was established as like a legitimate ensemble. And so this work is considered one of the first for the modern wind band in the sense that we know it now with this particular combination of wind and percussion instruments. So the first movement, here's what we're going to do. You're at a school, this is a school concert, there's going to be some education tonight if that's okay. So I'm going to do some speaking. Stay with me because I'm going to try to be as live and animated as I am in my classes so that hopefully you're engaged. I'm going to talk about all 4 movements with details of all 4 movements because we'd like to perform this work no stops, first movement through the fourth movement if that's okay. So I'm going to talk a lot about the details, see what you can remember as you're listening to the actual music. But we're going to play some examples for you too so you know what to listen for. So the first movement is called March. And in the score, it just says Morris dance. But a Morris dance is an English folk dance and type of music. And this particular melody is called Gloriershears. And so this is one of 3 folk melodies that you'll hear in just the first movement. This first song, or tune, called Gloriershears. And we're going to have Maya and Braden on trumpet. Play that for us. This is measure 3. So that's our first folk tune in March. The second folk tune we'll hear in this first movement is called Swansea Town. Euphoniums, pick up to letter E. Thank you, euphoniums. The third folk tune that we'll hear in the first movement is called Claudy Banks. Woodwinds, we're going to start pick up to letter H. Woodwinds, pick up to letter H. Ready? So that's our first movement. So it's important to understand what the composer's doing here. He's taking folk tunes that are very cultural for this part of the world and has arranged them in a sort of formal setting for an ensemble of instruments. So that's what's happening in our first movement. The second movement changes mood dramatically. In your program, it says that it's called Song Without Words, but the actual folk tune that he takes is called I Love My Love. And this is a super sad melody. It is very passionate, very expressive. The story of this, when we dove into it in class, we actually saw the lyrics for the whole song in class. And we discovered that it's another kind of a tragic love story, but it does have a happy ending. 2 lovers get pulled apart. One can't believe it, and they're grieving because they lost their love. If you've ever lost a love, you know what that feels like, and it is evident in this melody. then eventually, through some storytelling, things happen. They find each other again, and the feeling of finding each other there, it's joyous. So this melody is first introduced by the clarinet. Here's Brendan Green. So that's the primary melody that we'll do. And it's a Cornish folk song, telling the story that I just said. The form of this music is what we call strophic. We know song form, right? Verse, chorus, maybe a bridge, back to the chorus and the verse. Any combination of those things is what we call song form. But strophic is when you have the same music presented in multiple times, sometimes maybe even different instrumentation, but the lyrics change, but the music stays the same. And that's essentially the music we're dealing with here, except that there's no lyrics because it's a band and not a singer or a choir, right? So the form of this music is actually strophic. It's a Cornish folk song, and it's just a stunning movement. I hope you enjoyed it. Then we move on to the third movement called Song of the Blacksmith. It's the shortest movement of all four. The brass sets up the scene. Brass, can I hear you at measure 1? Brass at measure 1.
Brass at 1. Plus anybody else that carries that. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So that kind of sets the scene, painting the scene of maybe a blacksmith shop. Then we hear the blacksmith melody. Woodwinds, your first entrance. So that's the blacksmith melody. Then, this piece actually calls for a real anvil, which we don't have, but we have a good substitute. We have a brake drum. So in the back we have Lucas on the brake drum. Can you play that for a sec? Which is the sound effect of the anvil. So listen for the anvil in the third movement. Then we close with the fourth movement called the Fantasia on the Dargason. And a Dargason is, again, another type of folk tune. It's from about the 16th century, and it is stated 25 times consecutively over 200 measures in a series of constant melody variations. So you'll hear that. It also uses this thing called an iambic rhythm. We know from poetry, iambic rhythm is when you have sort of an unaccented, unemphasized vowel with an emphasized vowel, sort of like a da-dum, da-dum. And that iambic rhythm or pattern is evident in the melody writing here. Woodwinds, can I hear you please at letter G? So it's that da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the iambic rhythm we're talking about. Then we also hear a completely other folk tune, and Holst is very good about doing this. He brings in the Greensleeves melody, which, if you know Greensleeves, we kind of know it as a Christmas carol these days, but it originated as a secular tune in the 16th century, and is named for, we're assuming, a lady Greensleeves, because we saw the lyrics in class, and the lyrics talked about, again, someone losing their love. But the lady's name was Greensleeves. And so here's this melody. This is going to be also at letter G. Those people we did earlier. Second measure of G. Second measure of G. 1, 2, 3, 1. Holst does. He does this, he superimposes both of the melodies on top of one another at the very same time, and here's what that sounds like.
Right, down to the G, down to the G. Okay, 1, 2, 3, G, and go.
So if you're good at hearing two things at once, put your ears on those two things. In addition to that, there's other long notes being played as accompaniment. But part of being a listener is being able to decipher different layers of listening. We talk about that in all of our music classes here at CP. Being able to listen to music on more than just the surface level, right? I love pop music just as much as the next guy, but there's a lot of deep listening that can happen in all types of music, not just pop music, but any type of music, instrumental, choral, jazz, classical, all of it. So see what you can notice today on all of this, because the music we're playing is really fantastic literature and repertoire. So here is, did I get everything? I did. We're so pleased to present this music to you tonight. Here's the College Park High School Wind Ensemble playing all four movements of the second suite in F major by Gustav Holst. Thank you very much, everybody. What a great piece of music, right? We've reached the end of the concert, and we have one more selection for you. Before I speak quickly about that piece, recently a couple of students, I guess they know my humor, they bought me this book that says, The Big Book of Dad Jokes. So I found a holiday one for you, since we're in December. You ready? Why do Dasher and Dancer love coffee?
Why?
Because they're Santa's Starbucks. I have a front desk in the band room, and I was just sitting there reading them today, just cracking up. And kids were like, what's he doing? Thank you so much for coming this evening, everybody. We're going to have one more selection for you. It's called It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. I thought it'd be appropriate to leave you with a nice, solid earworm. So I hope you're whistling it and humming it on your way out. We have our jazz concert on Thursday during RTI during the school day. Parents, friends, and family are, of course, welcome to come. It'll start at about 12:10 or so when the period begins. But you're welcome to come in. There'll be other students from campus watching the performance too. It's a really fun end of the semester for our jazz groups. So that's Thursday at noon here in the multi-use room. Thank you so much for your support and for all you do for us here at College Park and our community. We're doing great things with our kids here, and I'm so happy to see continuing that our program is thriving. So very proud to be here. Thank you so much.